Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about over-practicing and when to know when you're overdoing it and some things that you can try to improve your practice sessions without practicing nearly as much or fatiguing. So it's kind of a big topic and practicing is a very personal thing, but I'm hoping that I can offer some insights that might help you improve your practice routine. Okay, so first off, what is over-practicing? I feel like over-practicing is kind of like practicing so much that your playing starts like getting worse. After you've practiced for a few hours, if you don't put down the horn, you start getting mentally fatigued, and your the good habits that you're trying to instill actually are not showing up in your playing. That's a really good sign that you need to put the horn down. Because if you keep on playing after the point of fatigue, you're actually reinforcing bad habits. And I mean, you're practicing yourself out of the improvement that you just gained. A question to ask yourself if you have a habit of over-practicing is, why are you over-practicing? Is it because you're coming from a place of desperation? Do you need to get better? Why do you feel that you need to continue practicing past the point of improvement? Kenny Werner, in his book Effortless Mastery, has a really good suggestion. He suggests to put down your instrument as soon as you stop enjoying it. And I think that's a really, really good philosophy, because every time you pick up your instrument, you want to program in that you enjoy it. Because if you enjoy playing your instrument every time you play it, you'll get to the point where you pick up your instrument and you enjoy it, rather than programming in the enjoyment. You just automatically enjoy it when you start playing. So you can train yourself to have a particular mindset every time you pick up your instrument. So, how do we stop ourselves from over-practicing? Well, first off is putting your horn down when you start getting fatigued. How do you know you're getting fatigued? You can start paying attention to your focus as you practice. When you work on a really difficult thing, at first you might find yourself making improvements, steady improvements over the course of maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes. But if you're focusing really hard, you're going to find that your focus dwindles at that point. As far as I know, the human attention span is between 15 and 20 minutes. So that's actually not very long to be practicing. People talk about practicing for hours and hours on end, and I myself did that. One way that you can practice for hours and hours on end without getting too fatigued is to constantly switch what it is you're working on. You're working on tone for 15 minutes. Take a breath, get a glass of water, come back, work on vocabulary, work on a lick that you really like. Okay, work on that for about 15, 20 minutes, put your instrument down, grab a glass of water, go to the bathroom. Anything that you can do to break up your practice routine kind of gives you a refresh, and you approach your next practice session with more focus, and you'll probably start improving a lot more. Now, how you practice is a very important thing as well. Now, I've talked about playing versus practicing before, and it is a very important distinction, because playing is kind of reciting what you've already done before, and practicing is working on incorporating new things or improving on the things that you already know how to do. So when you're practicing, you may want to have a variety of things you're working on in different stages. When I was in college, I had a teacher who suggested that you kind of have an A, B, and a C practice regimen. The A being the most brand new material you have, something you've never worked on before, or something that you just started working on. You work on that for 15 to 20 minutes. And then you have the B, which is something that you have been working on for a little while and are starting to notice some improvement on. and you work on that for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then the C is the thing that you're really starting to get solid on, and you're making those final tweaks. And as the C improves to the point that you're ready to take it out of your practice routine, then you move to a new set and there becomes a new A. So you constantly have this cycle of material you're working on. And they can be in 3 different categories. They can all be the same. But the idea is to break up your practice routine so that you don't lose focus and you're not over practicing, you're not getting fatigued, and you're not ingraining bad habits. Because bad habits are hard to get rid of. I have a number of them. I tend to play a lot of the same vocabulary. I get stuck in my ways often, and sometimes it takes giving myself a big slap in the face to start really, really diving in and learning new material again. Because it gets so easy to get comfortable stuck in a particular way of playing or a particular way of approaching music. So find new sources of inspiration, listen to new players, transcribe a new saxophonist every month. Like find a new solo you like, find some kind of music that you like that's outside of your comfort zone, a style of music you don't necessarily play. These are all things you can do to break up your practice routine and keep it more interesting. Because as humans, we crave variety. Variety is what adds spice to our lives and to our music. So I'm really curious to see what all of you have to say about this. Please leave a comment below if you have any ideas about this topic. I'm open to suggestions as far as what you guys like to do to improve your practice routine and to stay on track. Anymore, I only practice between 30 minutes to an hour a day. That may not seem like a lot, but when I do practice, I'm focusing on very, very important and very, very specific things. And I do feel like I am constantly improving. Unfortunately, I don't have the same kind of time that I did when I was in college. My lifestyle is a little different. I'm living in the real world. I have a girlfriend. I have to cook dinner. Like all those kinds of responsibilities are coming in. So if you find yourself in the place of or in the fortunate position to be in college and have plenty of time, and you don't necessarily have to worry about so much, please take advantage of that. I encourage you to take advantage of your very fortunate position and practice as much as you can, as much as you have, as much as you have the brain for, as much as you have the focus for. You will not regret it, because every hour you spend on your instrument is an hour you can put under your utility belt. It's something that you can bring everywhere you go. And when you shed your instrument for long periods of time each day and for an extended period of time, as far as the weeks and the months go, you will find that becomes your base level. And any practicing you do beyond that will always stem from your base level. When I was in college, I actually used to keep a log of my practice hours, and I was practicing between 10 and 12 hours a day, especially over the summers when I had nothing else going on. And I would do this for a couple months at a time, and it would, I would show up at school again, and I would be leaps and bounds beyond where I was the previous year. And and honestly, those hours are still paying dividends. So those are my thoughts on over practicing. I hope you got some value out of it. If you like what videos I do here, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm doing nightly live streams, and that will probably be switching over to edited videos where I can show and demonstrate some more concepts I don't know if you've noticed, but I got a new camera here, and I hope the video quality looks better. I'm still learning how it works, so hopefully it'll improve over time. As I said before, if you have any comments to add, please add them below. And if you have any other video ideas, some things you'd like me to discuss or share with you, please comment below as well. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.